uSports Central, Adam Deal, Charles Ashley. He's not giving West Mesa any credit during our timeout. I just want everyone to know that. That's what we're just talking about. No credit to Sean Schreier.
The entire district credit. See, what you're seeing is what I've always been seeing. They always have good guards. They're always really tough. They're going to make you work for everything you get. You, my friend, are such a homer that you cheer for District 2. Isn't it 2 or 1? One of those districts that have a losing record right now. One of those.
No, they actually have a winning record. And Cleveland is undefeated, by the way. Rio Rancho actually had a Holiday Hoops tournament as
they blew out mighty Parkland. El Paso.
They went up to Artesia and won the tournament. What do you want them to do? They play the games that's on their schedule.
75
just like you have to play the games that are on your schedule.
Uncle Wally called me bragging about
we need to
75 to 42.
Well, let's get into this graphic when we continue debating. It's 3 and out. You're out of control. Look, you need to give West Mesa their due. We're going to talk about them in just a minute, but let's talk about other prep hoops recap, including, how about them Hob Eagles? They go up to the Capital City Invite and they win it. They beat Gadsden. They stay undefeated. It was close. The rumor on the street is because Gadsden was able to pull out Calvin Jones a little bit and then attack the hoop and hit some three-pointers to keep it close. But Hobbs eventually wins and they are undefeated.
Yeah, all jokes aside, they deserve everything that they got. They played hard. They played some tough teams. It's always tough coming up north, playing those teams. You're sleeping in the hotel. Then you got to wake up and try to figure out, practice times and whatnot. So kudos to the Hobbs Eagles getting it done against Gadsden. And it's tough playing Gadsden. When teams that pull it out like that and make you play defense, you really have to be disciplined, not give up easy bucket, because that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping one of your guys, 2 of your guys get lazy, and you can get a flash to the basket and get a layup. So good win for them.
Your Albuquerque High Bulldogs stay undefeated as they beat Sandia by a couple of points. Sandia had a chance to win it at the end, but the Albuquerque High Bulldogs unblemished this season. They haven't lost, so it's another good win in the Metro. They're probably going to take a really high seed. I'm guessing a 1 or a 2 seed in that Metro tournament. Maybe Hope Christian gets it. Probably not, because they've lost already once this year. So it's actually probably going to go between Cleveland and Albuquerque High, I would guess.
Yeah, because Cleveland goes to Hobbs. They play that tough tournament down there. Albuquerque High has that one.
If it's going to count. I heard the seedings is either on Friday or Saturday, and it just depends on what has been played and what hasn't been played.
So big time
some of the games this week might not count towards how teams are being seeded for this APS Metro Championships.
Well, it's a big week for them. It's finals week for everyone, so everyone's off till Friday, Saturday. Albuquerque High, they'll finish out 2014 against El Dorado, who's struggling right now. That 42-39 game was ugly, Adam. It was 14-0. Everyone thought the game was going to be over. Kudos to Sandia for fighting. Coach Alvin had those guys battling. They're big. They're tough. They lost Roden also, so now Lynch is gone. Roden was out. He had to play a lot more guards than he probably would have wanted to, but it actually helped him out playing those guards.
Sandia, it's hard for them to get used to playing with 2 bigs, and now that you mentioned Roten out, it'll be interesting how that works out for Coach Broussard. But a big-time win for the La Cueva Bears as they get a buzzer beater against Cibola on Friday night. That was our second game. That was actually on Channel 27. Just a big hoops night as we were doing an overtime game between Oñate and West Mesa and the Jeremy Classic. Then we heard that was a buzzer beater.
Tons of action.
Congratulations to Frank Castillo. They'll get their first win this year. That was big time for La Cueva. And on the other end, Cibola's kind of searching for themselves right now.
We really don't know what Cibola team's going to come to the game. Look, not taking anything away from La Cueva. They're a tough team. Overracker and Curry in the middle. You have Bean and those guys starting to really develop and whatnot. It's a good team. We just don't know where they're going to finish at. But Cibola, they're looking for answers right now. We know they have Christian and Liddell, whatever. They can do harm and inside, but you're going to need guard play, especially out here, to win some games.
Well, and then Cleveland stays undefeated as they go up north and get a tournament win. You don't like the tournament, but they go up and get 3 wins.
A win's still a win.
And so they win the tournament. So they haven't lost yet either, the Cleveland Storm.
Your boy Ryan Jones went crazy.
38.
Two 30-plus games.
Yep.
Great weekend for him in the Storm. Way to go up there. Look, I like to joke around, but you still have to travel and win these games. It doesn't matter what tournament it is, who you're playing. It's always tough to leave home, play in, especially tournaments, because anything can happen. You don't have time to game plan the next day against who you're playing, and everything's about matchups. So good job to Cleveland going up there and getting that win.
All right, moving on here on 3 and Out. We just went over all the highlights of it. Now let's talk about it a little bit. It's the Joe Armijo Classic. On the girls' side of things, Mayfield kind of cruised through the tournament. They beat Las Lunas. We'll have highlights tomorrow for you on that one, but they win it pretty easily. On the other end, West Mesa, they've shown us a lot. It was 2 great wins, one against Carlsbad and then one against Oñate in overtime, and took Hope down to the wire. But you see a lot from West Mesa. Larry Morena, the guard coming in, he's fantastic. He's adding a new element to this team who has Drew Wasana. We all know about Zach Schreier.
Yes.
We all know about Isaiah Curley by now, but he's just another guard to them. So they look good.
Yeah, you're playing a West Mesa team that they can start 4 guards, and then you can have Sanchez or Ortiz roam that middle. It keeps your bigs out of trouble. The only problem with playing guards, too many guards, is rebounding, but they're so scrappy, you know, they find ways to stay in the games. I'm actually more impressed with Oñate. That was a good team. I didn't realize how good they were. They're athletic. Ramirez is a beast down there helping out. McCants rebound the ball. Blanco can score with anyone. Slaughter was a good complementary piece. And then Harrison came from nowhere. They had a really good game against West Mesa. But yeah, take nothing away from West Mesa. They're going to need all of this because they're playing at District 5 with an overall record of 22-6. That district is
out of control. That is 22-6 is a great start. You know we're going to have a ton of those games right here on uSports Network. No doubt about it, as that district play starts. Now, you look at Hope Christian, they win the tournament, Charles. They lose a lot of pieces from last year, but this is what Coach Jim Murphy does. That's what Hope Christian does. And I'll tell you what, Jordan Leak, he didn't have a lot of points in the championship game, 13. That buzzer beater that really wasn't a buzzer beater but was and wins it, shows you the type of talent he is. He's the leader for that team, and he has got explosive skills. Hope Christian's going to be great again this
Coach
season.
Murphy, every year his teams all resemble prior teams. They have a strong 8 to 12 players that he plays equal minutes. He'll have a couple studs, but they're very team-oriented. They're going to pass the ball. They're going to get after you on the defensive side. They're not going to hurt themselves. So Hope is the type of team you have to go out there and beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. You got to rebound. You got to make your shots. West Mesa did all of that. So if you're Schreier, you're breaking down film, the worst you can come up with is it's unfortunate it came down to a shot that didn't count, actually.
Drew Wasana gets MVP of the Joe Armijo Classic this year. You don't really see that from a losing team, but that's how big of a tournament he had.
Unstoppable.
And another note that we got out of this is Carlsbad is very good.
Yes.
And they're going to be a force to be reckoned with a little bit later.
Very
3
good.
and out to continue when you return. You're watching uSports Central.